Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly and welcome everybody once again for another video of DIY investing. XMR was one of the best performing altcoins over the last cycle, and if you would have invested just a small amount of money back in the early part of 2016, you would have made a financial fortune. I know a lot of people that were invested with this one early on from the crypto community, and those people made so much money off of just small investments, and that's why it really does pay to know how to invest in the early part of a cycle so that you can make the maximum ROI heading into the next bull run. Tezos has been one of my favorite altcoin picks for the last few months now, and I've been accumulating a significant amount of them because I strongly believe that this one is going to be one of the best performing assets of this next cryptocurrency bull run. Tezos and XMR are showing identical market cycles, and this means that there is going to be a ton of money heading into Tezos very soon. If you're feeling a little bit shaken out by the recent sell-off, there is no reason to fear because what is happening for Tezos and what is about to come is going to blow your mind. Make sure you guys stay all the way to the very end of this video so you don't miss out on any of this analysis, because I promise you it's going to change your perspective of Tezos and it's going to make you want to be a long-term holder in this crypto more than ever before. Always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Make sure you guys click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Help me get to my goal of 20,000 subs. We need just over 2,000 more to hit that goal, and it would mean a lot to me for you guys to help me get there. If you guys are also looking for a really awesome Discord community, I have a Discord server with over 4,000 members and growing very, very rapidly. So this is a good place for you guys to actually congregate with the rest of the community, talk about some people that are invested into the cryptocurrency markets, and then actually share some of your own thoughts and perspective as well. Through my Discord, I also offer some of my more exclusive content, like my video course in Signals. The video course is 20 educational videos that teach you all of the same strategies that I use to profit inside of crypto. So if you guys are actually wanting to learn how to be a profitable analyst and day trade these markets with consistency, I highly recommend that you guys check out that course. Now, the Signals are actually a way for you guys to copy all of my long-term investments heading forward into this next cycle with exact percentages. You'll also know when I'm entering and when I'm going to be scaling out of all of my positions as well. Any short-term trades that I take will all be posted in the Discord, so you guys can actually copy along and follow and profit alongside with me. So if this is interesting to you guys, make sure you guys click in the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my server. Once you guys have access, shoot me a message and I will get back to you as soon as possible. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for the support. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I know that we have a lot of Tezos holders here, so let's quit messing around and jump right into this amazing video today. So here we are, guys, taking a look at Tezos on the dollar. We're going to be taking a look at Tezos on the dollar, and then we're going to be taking a look at Tezos on the Bitcoin pair. And then I'm going to be sharing with you guys a mind-blowing chart and fractal that I'm noticing between XMR and Tezos, and why I strongly believe that Tezos is about to see a big rise in price, and why I think Tezos is going to be one of the best performing altcoins. Now, looking at Tezos today, really all I can say is that this one has been doing very well recently in the wake of this correction. Now, this one sold off very significantly when the whole market kind of started crashing. I actually didn't expect it to drop down this low. I thought that at lowest we would not break below this point right here, but we actually did break a little bit below that, and so this one was a really big shakeout. Now, kind of what I'd been telling you guys is that this was just a big one wave, and I still think that that can be the case, but I wanted to talk about a couple scenarios as far as Elliott wave theory, because I think that a couple things have changed. Now, my original primary count was that this was a 1, and we were working on the 3 wave, right? Now, this can still be a 1 wave right here, and we can still be working on the 3 wave, but a couple things have changed. I kind of thought that right here at this point we would maybe correct just a little bit lower and then continue up, and this would have been a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 of the 3, right? Then we would have had a short-term correction, and then we would have finished out that 3 wave. But what happened was we actually sold all the way back down in here, and so what I think could be happening, if this is actually a 1 wave, and this is just a 3 wave, and this is the 1 of the 3, then I think what could be count is this. 1, 3 with an extended 5th, and then we had a little ABC correction back down, and then this would have been the 1 of the 3, we'll have a 3 of the 3, and then we'll have a 5 of the 3. And so this is one count that I'm watching for. This count looks a little bit janky at this point because of how far we did correct, although it is still valid. Now, another count that I'd be watching for is that this entire thing was a 1 wave, and then we're working on the 3 here, and we're just barely going to start the 3. And so this 3-wave impulse could get very, very parabolic quickly. And so this is another thing that I'm going to be watching out for currently inside of Tezos. Overall, I think that we're going to see a pretty big rise coming very soon. Now, for this 3-wave, our target has to hit at least this 1618, which would be $6.23. That would mean that this 3-wave was at least the length of this 1-wave. And so that's what I'd be watching. But I honestly think that we'd hit closer upwards of this 2618, this being an actual 3-wave. And so that would take us closer to about $10, have a short-term correction, and then we'd probably venture up to that all-time high mark for the final 5-wave. And so this has now changed towards my primary count. I actually think that it's more likely that this entire move up was a 1-wave, and the Elliott wave count would go kind of like this. This would have been a 1, this would have been a 3, and this would have been our 5, right? And that would have just completed a 1-wave impulse. And so I think that this is looking really good for Tezos. Either way, I see continuation. Now, from a bearish perspective, what we could see happen would actually be this. This could be a form of an A, B, C correction back up before we get another set of impulse waves on the downside. So this is something I'd watch for a bearish perspective. Bearish wise, I think that we would top out very soon from where we're at. We'd get 5 more set of impulse waves that would take us back down to, my guess would be about here, at about 76 cents. I think that that would be the realistic support level in which we would find if in fact this retrace isn't over. But either way, it would still, if this actually did fall back down here, then I would confirm that this is just a big 1-wave, because that would have meant we were retraced 100% of the move from 76 cents to $3.80. And so this couldn't have been a 1 of the 3. And so that's why I'm watching this as just being an entire 1-wave. And I think that there's still going to be a lot more profit potential still to come. Now, if we take a look here, we're going to be looking at Tezos on the Bitcoin pair. Tezos on the Bitcoin pair, I noticed a pattern playing out, and this is a form of a cup and handle formation. And basically what that means is that you have the top of the cup, you have this big bowl, we have the other side of the cup, and then you make this little handle. And it follows all of the criteria for a cup and handle very, very nicely. The handle comes into contact all the way back down to the 618, which is exactly where you want to see the bottom of the handle. And then we just started impulsing, and we actually broke out. Now, what happened was we broke out, and when we broke out, I told you guys that I was watching this level here, which was about, I told you guys that I was watching this level here, which was the resistance of the cup. And I told you guys that after the breakout, we could still fall back down. But if we broke below this level, then it was going to be bearish. Now, we did temporarily pierce below this level, but it wasn't very long-lived, and we actually broke back above. And so, in my opinion, as long as we're staying above this level here, it's going to set us up for more upside. And in fact, I think that it's likely that this is a confirmed cup and handle break, and we could see a very, very big parabolic rise coming very soon, which is actually what takes me to the biggest part of this analysis, which is this pattern over here. Now, for you guys that do not know, this right here, this down chart, is actually an example of Ethereum, or this chart down here at the bottom is actually an example of XMR, and this was the original XMR fractal that it made. And basically what happened, for you guys that don't remember or don't know what I'm talking about, let's go take a look at the XMR chart, and we'll go take a look at what happened in the last cycle. So basically, I've noticed a similarity between Tezos and XMR that looks just like XMR's previous cycle. And we can see that right here, we had the previous cycle of XMR, we accumulated here, and then we broke out and we had a big, big, big supermoon, right? And this would have been a very profitable time. And in fact, XMR even continued to uptrend against Bitcoin the entire way it went up into that bull run. And what I've noticed here is the fact that XMR today and Tezos today look very identical. It looks very, very similar. And I'll go through here and actually analyze that for you. Now, let's go up and grab a drawing tool. Kind of what I'm noticing between the two is the same sort of correlation between market structure. We get the same sort of consolidation. at the when we get added to the exchanges. All of the previous price history from Tezos prior to this point, prior to this descending triangle, was a lot of wash trading that was done on illiquid exchanges, and so a lot of that price history doesn't necessarily matter. But if you actually look at where the exchanges started adding Tezos, it was almost right here. If you look at Bitfinex, that was one of the original Tezos adopters that added Tezos early on, and this is where the price history starts, is at this descending triangle, which is the same for XMR. The only real difference is you get a little bit of a different sort of consolidation here, but nonetheless it's still roughly the same. You get this triangle consolidation, we break down, we fall to new lows, and then from here is really where we start our first impulse, right? This is the support right here. We make a rise in price. We do the same thing here in Tezos, and then we kind of top out at resistance over this triangle, and then we fall back down onto support to retest those primary lows. And that's exactly what we saw a couple different times here. Now, same thing happened back in XMR, followed by a big breakout that retests the previous resistance of up here. So this resistance, so this resistance that was right here, we retest this with this move, and then we reject, we fall, and now we start the next impulse up, right? Now, theoretically, XMR and Tezos actually broke out of this resistance, and so I think that these two still look very similar, and this is just going to see more continuation, similar to what we saw up here. Now, the two differences between the two that I'm noticing is the fact that at this point right here, XMR broke out and just went straight into price discovery, right? And that's what happened in the last cycle. Now, with Tezos, we broke out, and now we're retesting the previous resistance as support, and so I'm still expecting this same big move that happened right here. I still think that there's a big chance that we're going to see something very similar happening inside of Tezos very soon. And so, guys, I think it's really interesting how you're never going to find the exact cycle. It's never going to follow 100% exactly the same way, but they oftentimes rhyme, and that's exactly what we're seeing here inside of Tezos compared to Ethereum. Both of these charts are actually Bitcoin pairs, and both of them are showing almost the exact same correlations. Obviously, there's going to be some differences, but for the most part, these are very, very correlated assets. And, you know, for the fact that XMR was one of the best performing assets of the last bull run. It was one of the best performing cryptocurrencies. And now we're starting to see Tezos following roughly the same exact sort of accumulation. I really am confident that what is coming in Tezos is going to be a very parabolic cycle. And the people that are planning for it right now are going to make a lot of money. And so for me, I started buying my first bids of Tezos, and I accumulated my first bags would have been right here. This is where I bought my first little bit of Tezos, was right here at this bottom. I added to my position right here, and then I added a lot of my position right here. And so I've pretty much stocked up. Buying on the dips is a really smart opportunity. I didn't really have that much cash, so I didn't buy any right here. I just bought Bitcoin. But for me, I've actually accumulated at really good areas with Tezos. I have a pretty decent sized bag in comparison to the rest of my portfolio, and so I'm going to see this one and see kind of what happens. But this is mainly what I'm expecting. I think that we're going to see a pretty strong parabolic run coming very soon. To kind of wrap up this video, let's talk about kind of what we could expect here. Paste this. And I think that we could honestly see something along these lines here. Now, obviously, I think that we could get a little bit more time to accumulate and consolidate, whether this thing starts breaking out right now or whether we have to come back down. I do like what we saw right here with this stitching. This is oftentimes what you see at the terminal. This is oftentimes what you see right when we come back down to a support. We get this really tight squeezing on the candles, and then we break out. Now, from here, we can drop back down a little bit and then keep going up, and I think that we could see something very similar to what actually happened back here in the days, and that would actually confirm that this is a big cup and handle formation, because the cup and handle formation itself is one of the most bullish chart patterns that you're going to see, and once they confirm, they really do start taking off a lot, and I think that we could very easily be seeing the same thing happening. Now, for you guys that maybe do not know what I'm talking about with these cup and handles, let's go take a look at Dash from way back in the day, because Dash actually performed one of these right before we went into that new bull cycle. And we can see that right here. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. So basically, you get this top of the cup, you get this bull, you get the resistance, we fall back down, and then we break out in supermoon. And this is what happened with Dash shortly after. And this is, like I said, one of the most bullish chart patterns that you're going to find. If you guys find a cup and handle, I highly recommend that you guys look for those and buy those, because you would have made a lot of money had you bought those in the last cycle. So if we take a look there, we're going to notice roughly the same sort of correlations between Tezos today. We have that same cup and handle formation we just broke out. And in my opinion, we're going to see a lot of new price discovery. The fact that it's following so closely to this last XMR cycle makes me very confident that it'll happen soon. So I'm thankful that I am a Tezos holder. I'm thankful that I'm earning interest every single day by holding them. And I think that you guys should definitely be checking this out if you haven't already. But anyways, guys, this is the video I had for you. Wanted to keep things short and simple, not overcomplicate things, because I know a lot of people have been expecting a Tezos analysis video. So here you go. If you found any value in this, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel. Make sure you guys click in the description of this video, and there you're going to find the invitation link to my Discord server. On my Discord server, I offer some of my more exclusive content like my video course and Signal. So if you guys want to get access to that, shoot me a message on there and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But with all that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, peace out.